But I'll tell you what Mr. Musk discovered. I find it fascinating. He discovered that the American taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan. He found that we are giving money to Yemen. He found that we are giving money to Syria. I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. He found that the USAID has 10,000 people.
Today, we dive into a major revelation that's raising eyebrows across the nation. Billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk has uncovered details about U.S. taxpayer dollars being spent overseas in ways that may surprise you. From funding electric vehicles in Vietnam to supporting media programs in Cuba, Musk's findings are sparking serious debate about government spending. So, what exactly did he find, and why is this making waves in Washington? Let's break it down. Elon Musk, known for his innovations in technology and space exploration, has turned his attention to something unexpected: U.S. foreign aid. Working with access to classified information under a government contract, he has been reviewing spending by USAID, the U.S. Agency for International Development. And what he found is shocking.
But I'll tell you what Mr. Musk discovered. I find it fascinating. He discovered that the American taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan. He found that we are giving money to Yemen. He found that we are giving money to Syria. I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. He found that the USAID has 10,000 people. 10,000 people, employees. And every year they give away $40 billion. Mr. Musk also found, and I'm not saying that all of this money is wasteful. I'm not. Some of this money, I'm sure, does some good. That's why Secretary Rubio is going to revamp the department to separate the good from the bad. But this is the kind of stuff Mr. Musk found. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India. I didn't know that. I bet you the American people didn't know that. He found that the USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa Izladaji. I probably mispronounced that, my apologies. Anyway, they got $1.5 million to, quote, advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. What else did Mr. Musk found that my colleagues don't want to talk about? Well, he reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around the world.
According to Musk, billions of dollars have been allocated to programs worldwide, some of which Americans may not even be aware of. Here are just a few of the expenditures Musk has brought to light. $20 million was reportedly spent on producing a new version of Sesame Street in Iraq. $2 million went toward gender transition procedures in Guatemala. $4.5 million was allocated to combating misinformation in Kazakhstan. $1.5 million was directed to an LGBTQ advocacy group in Serbia to promote workplace inclusion. And the list goes on. While some of these programs may serve humanitarian or diplomatic purposes, critics argue that such spending needs more transparency and oversight. Musk's revelations have ignited fierce debate. Supporters argue that investigating government spending is necessary to ensure accountability, while others claim these programs are essential for diplomacy and international stability. One of the most controversial claims involves $122 million allegedly linked to groups with ties to foreign terrorist organizations. If confirmed, this could have major implications for U.S. foreign policy. As the findings circulate, lawmakers are now calling for a deeper audit of foreign aid programs. Some officials suggest a complete overhaul of USAID's funding distribution, while others defend the agency's work, saying it plays a vital role in global humanitarian efforts.
According to this report and Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas. Why aren't my colleagues talking about that? Recipients of the money, they found, have, quote, called for their lands to be cleansed from the impurity of Jews. That's what we're giving foreign aid to. What else? I'm not going to spend my whole time talking about this, but nobody else is talking about it. They're just talking about the process. And Mr. Musk, and he's a mean guy, and he shouldn't be looking at our spending. Well, he is. And I kind of find what he's found out interesting. He found that we gave $2 million, USAID did, for sex changes in Guatemala. He found that we gave $20 million to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. He found that we gave $4.5 million of taxpayer money to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. He found that we gave $10 million, USAID did, of meals to an al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group called the Nusra Front. Mr. Musk found that we gave $7.9 million of taxpayer money to a project that would teach Sri Lankan journalists to avoid binary gendered language. The USAID took $8 million and gave it to a bunch of journalists in Sri Lanka to teach them how to avoid binary gendered language. I don't know what the hell binary gendered language is. I think I do. You think most taxpayers would support that? Why aren't we talking about that? The USAID gave $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. They gave $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem. They gave $1.5 million for, quote, art for inclusion of people with disabilities in Belarus. Another $3.9 million for LGBT causes in Macedonia. $8.3 million for equity and inclusion education in Nepal. I could go all night. And many of my colleagues are upset. They're really mad at Mr. Musk. Hell, I think we ought to give him a medal. All he's doing is what President Trump said he was going to do. President Trump said he's going to audit the spending. So Trump goes and hires Musk, again with a top secret security clearance. Nobody can quibble with his intelligence. You know, the guy's as smart as Einstein's cousin. He's a very successful businessman. Some say he's the richest guy in the world.
Meanwhile, Musk continues to push for increased transparency, stating that American taxpayers deserve to know exactly where their money is going. So, what do you think? Should foreign aid spending be more closely monitored, or do these programs serve a necessary purpose? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth reports on the stories that matter most.